up, everybody? How you doing? This is Dr. John Gray, your professor of positivity, and yeah, class is in session right now. Welcome to Power of Positivity. I am so glad to come back to you. I know I was at a conference, so I missed you last week, but I am glad that you are here. You are listening to the sounds of my nephew, Larry G. Larry Gray Jr. He made that specifically for me for this show. That's a nice groove, ain't it? Yeah, this is the Power of Positivity intro. So welcome. For those who are coming on, make sure you tag this in the post. Bring somebody with you. Angie, I see you. What's up there? All right. We are streaming live to Facebook. We're streaming live to YouTube. And I'm looking forward to getting into this conversation. All right. Good, Larry G. Take us home. Love it. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that music down a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and begin. Before I start, I just want to say once again, welcome to the Power of Positivity broadcast. And I just have an announcement to make real quick. I am so glad, and I see that Hey Sweetheart going up there, and I'm gonna reciprocate like I got some sense. Hey Sweetheart, there you go. What's up, baby? How are you? Love you. Mwah. So I just want to make an announcement. My new book is out. Yeah, my new book is out. I'm going to put that up here real quick. There we go. Above and Beyond, 8 Things Champions Do to Conquer Their Limits. It is now out on Amazon. Let me go to my Power of Positivity right here, and I'm also tell you where you can find it. You're watching the Professor Positivity right now. Let's go to professorpositivity.com. You can get this book. It is just released, new release. My foreword, written by my coach, world-renowned mindset development coach, Mr. John Tallarico. And it is on Amazon, hot off the press. Or you can go to my website, professorofpositivity.com. And if you get it from the website, now Amazon, it can't get it to you autographed. It's just the way it is. But if you go to my website and get it, I'll send it back to you signed and autographed. All right. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that back up on there a little later after my conversation with my guests. But I just want to introduce my guest for today. And I'm going to read a little bit about her bio, and I'm going to introduce her. Her name is Beata Severin Reed, and she is a change and transition coach. She empowers people and businesses to navigate through many of life's challenges, such as job loss, divorce, and business struggles by teaching them about the power of their own thinking and guiding them to adjust their mindset for better outcomes. She focuses their thinking on their strengths and their ability to meet challenges successfully. Sounds like my book, Beata. She has been featured as a guest speaker on Les Brown, the Les Brown, y'all. The Les Brown, his Power Voice Summit. And she is the host of her own weekly live show, Meaningful Conversations with Beata, where she interviews change makers to raise awareness and inspire transformation. Beata, she recently became a U.S. citizen. She's from Poland originally and currently lives in Colorado. It is my pleasure to introduce my next guest. I'm going to bring her on right now. I'm going to bring her up to the stream. There we go. All right.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm amazing. What a great introduction. Oh my goodness. And the music, your nephew is brilliant. And the book, oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, that's my nephew's thing. He does sounds for different artists. So, it's the people who are in front of the camera, but it's the beats that make it happen. And he's the one who supplies the beats to a lot of musicians and artists that are hot right now. So that's his thing. So if you need a beat, let me know. I'll hook you up.
I will let you know. Thank you.
Beata, welcome to Power Positivity. And I'm so glad that we were able to connect and have this conversation. So just before we begin, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
You introduced a lot already about me. So I'm a change and transition coach, and I focus on and help young, not that young, but young in the business entrepreneurs that they have a lot of doubts. Some of them is moving from this 9 to 5 or whatever jobs they have and stepping into their dream jobs, the businesses that they are creating. And I've been there, so I know how difficult it is. The doubt is so big, and it's what the change that they have to make is terrifying. It's what I help them with. I'm originally, you already said, from Poland, and I know you don't hear any accent. Hello.
All I hear is Colorado. I just hit Colorado.
Yeah, it's just Colorado accent. Yeah. So I'm originally from Poland, and I live in Colorado Springs, Colorado for almost 10 years now. Recently, it was actually became a citizen. It was in 2019, just before all the whole world changed. But I love, and I became, during the COVID, I became a speaker, and we met at the Les Brown training. And yes, and what it's just speaking is in my heart. It's what I love, serving people through my message. And my message to you today is also, life is unpredictable. Change will happen. We want it, or mostly we don't. So take advantage and create it on your own terms.
Beata, you're a change and transformation coach. Does it still surprise you that although change is inevitable, it's going to happen regardless, that the people that you encounter and work with, they still get surprised by the fact that change happens? Does that still, tell me a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I mean, it's always, change always surprises us. What not surprised me is that we are trying to avoid it. So it's not that, very often, it's not that we don't know. Like COVID, okay, surprise us. But like, we don't really enjoy our jobs. We find our relationship challenging. But, we suppress these feelings. Like, oh no, it's gonna be okay. So we don't really want to go into it and dive into it and say, okay, it served me until now, but now it's time to change. And if I can explain a little bit about change and transition,
yes,
because I think there is a little bit of a misunderstanding. And change to me is mostly like a physical event. For example, I was working in whatever job and I got fired. So this is fact. Event happened. I'm not anymore in that job. So I have to do something now about that. And the transition is the inner feeling about what happened, the inner process that we go through, which change happens sometimes in a split second. COVID came, we have to deal with it. And for example, people go through divorce. It's not that it happens, it's shocked. Of course, it's shocking, but most of the time, we just don't, like I said, don't want to see this coming. We avoid the conversations. And then when it happens, it's someone needs to say it. And sometimes it's surprising, even we know deep down. And then this transition, the inner process, like I mentioned, that we have to adjust to. I was in a marriage, now I'm single, and it's where the whole drama starts very often, that our feelings are not really accepting what the mind already know that it's happening.
Is it more of a fear of the unknown?
Absolutely. There is always, we are humans. Even I work with change and transition, and I experienced change and transition for my goodness, since I was little, living in Poland, in a crazy communist country. But it's still surprising because we humans, we are not built for dealing with changes. Yes, we are built for something that is known, familiar, that, okay, some people like changes, the risk that is with it, but most, like 95%, is like, oh no, I don't want, because it's very often is, I better know what I deal with, even it's not
Like
positive.
like the devil, you know.
Right, exactly. Do you
This
have
is the
the
devil, you
same?
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because in Poland we have the same saying. It's better to know the devil that you deal with than the new one. But in my case, I experienced that it's totally opposite, because what is worse than sitting somewhere or being in the situation that is really making you unhappy for years, or trying something new, go through the doors that are unknown and discover something better, because you already know what is happening. And if you are not satisfied with the results that you have at the moment, they are not gonna change without your participation.
We have a saying here that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Absolutely, I'm on it with you. Yeah, but who? Okay, I don't know even one person who would not go at least once in their life through insanity, doing the same things. Is it
We all have.
business,
We
relationships,
all
where
have.
we all? It's that, but again, it's a learning curve. It's, did I learn something from it, and I'm gonna act differently with that knowledge, or I'm gonna do it and hoping, something is gonna change. No, it's not. I'm gonna just be very honest. If you are in a situation that you are not liking, without doing something different about it, it's not gonna change.
Now, what I want to do is I want to get down to the origin and the heart of your passion work, because oftentimes our passion work comes from what we've been through and what we lived through, and that comes from that real place of experience. So let's go behind the scenes a little bit into why Beata does what she does. Where does that come from?
And do we have that much time? Yes, absolutely. We all preach what we actually experience. And I mentioned already that since I was a kid, I was going through changes and transitions in my life. I was born in a communist country, and I always call it that there were walls, the invisible walls, because physically you could leave the country, but really you could not, because the government didn't let you. But for me as a little child, I didn't know about what is really going on. I just knew that the world is bigger than it's what I'm experiencing now. And one day when I grew up, I will go and I will see and I will check for myself. So this dream took me on the journey, but my journey was interrupted. And at 7 years old, I was coming back from school with my father, and we got into a car accident. And unfortunately, I experienced a traumatic brain injury and woke up in the hospital, I don't know how many days after the surgery, to the very difficult conversation between my mom and the doctors. And I heard that they were saying that I never be normal. So they were basically saying, hey, mom, you have to be realistic. Your child, with what she experienced, probably won't really survive on her own in this world if she achieves anything. I was going through first to the second grade, and it's very important in Poland. But they said that probably I won't even do that, because I will have all these issues. Could not read, could not run, jump, all these restrictions. And it was my first challenge in my young life to stretch that challenges. No matter what they said, if there was no one who, like my mom around or somebody who would say, hey, don't do it, I would stretch it. I would make that little transitions in me first, telling myself like, well, it's not about what they say, it's about what you decide. And my mom, she was a big influencer, because thanks to her, I am who I am today. One day I was crying and then screaming. It's like, mom, I just want to be normal, mom. And, he, with her beautiful eyes full of tears, because she was scared for me. She was saying, you don't want to be normal. You don't want to be normal, baby, because you are not. You are special. You are God's miracle child. And I will never forget these words, because it's what gave me at that time, and still I can go and get the strength of overcoming all of the challenges. So there were these stages in my life that I have to overcome, the changes and the transition that I talked about, the inner transition, adjusting my feelings to what my thoughts are, the stories in my mind, because they were showing up later on as well. Even if I overcome a lot, I was kind of like the others, normal. But when there was a challenge, I was telling myself that I'm not enough. And they were right. The doctors were right. I'm not like everyone else. I cannot have what they have. So then you have to find this strength in you to bring yourself back to who you really are, that you are strong and you can overcome anything in your life, but you have to believe it. And it starts with changing the story that we run in our minds. So
you had adversity on the job training by 7 years old.
Yes, absolutely. It's when it started, and then it was not always easier. There were other challenges, but to answer your very first question, it's what really took me on this journey. And I was rejecting that calling for many years. And I think we all, not all, but a lot of us do. It's like, no, who I am to teach others how to overcome challenges, who I am to tell others on help them make positive changes in their lives. So I was denying it for a long time. But one day I was like, okay, I have to own it. And it's how I became a coach and then speaker.
You were speaking about digging down deep into yourself. And what I call that intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. And that extrinsic motivation is that outside stuff, which we can get from other people, but there's something that we just can't get from other people. It's got to be from just us. Talk about digging into only that place that you can go to, that nobody else can give you. Nobody else can give you that type of inner stuff. What was that like to have to dig into something nobody could give you to find that strength?
Well, I'm not gonna lie or make it up that it's easy. It's not, because digging in your soul and uncovering all the insecurities, all the stories that for years you were really believing, and like basically it's like putting on clothes and suits. So we put one on another, then you are peeling it off, and it's not comfortable and it's tough. But when you get to the core, and usually it's where you get to your most important value, who you are in the core, your identity, that, come on, since we are a child, we are taking on so many identities because of the surroundings, because of the people that it's like, oh no, it's not who you are, son. Oh no, daughter. The girls are not shouldn't be successful. It's what back in the time the people in Poland were saying. What you should, your true calling is being a wife, being a mom, and that's it. So don't dream that big. It's a BS. I don't want to say bad, but it's a BS. So you have to, uncover all these BSs that were put most of the time in your life on you, and really get to know yourself and who you are in the core. The deepest and the highest value is freedom. And when I was uncovering all these layers that I had, and I still have some, or I have to go back and dig even deeper sometimes, I uncovered that freedom of independent thinking. It's where my freedom starts. That it's not about what the other people say about me or to me, but how I take it and what I make from their work. What kind of story is the story that will empower me or disempower me? And very often, that I think even Les Brown talks about that people are always operating from their own level of awareness. And if they are not aware as you, they are not gonna tell you, yes, go for this job, go for this relationship. Hey, you are safe here, stay with us. If you outgrow people that you are surrounded with, they are not going to support you most of the time because they don't know. They simply don't know that there is more. So then when you deep down, you get to the core, you find the values that you live by. I call it also the standards. It's who you become. And also the suggestion is look for people in your inner circles who are farther than you, who will support you because their level of awareness is maybe higher than yours. So always look for people that can invite you to their level instead of, shrinking to those that maybe never even want to go to the next level.
Why do you think most people, because if you were to ask 100 people if they want to change that place of deficit, they will probably say yes. The vast majority would say yes, but the vast majority don't want to do what it takes to get there. What do you think is the greatest fear factor in terms of why people don't want to go there?
Doubt is the same as fear. Very short words with the biggest power. Because
I like that.
That's true. Yeah. Oh my gosh, fear. Short word, but when we are living it, we are paralyzed and we don't do the job that we need to do to get wherever we want to get. So I always ask my clients what is your bigger why? But it's not the why that you want to get to, but the why that you are ready to face. So the fear, what is your biggest fear that you are promising yourself to overcome to get where you are going?
The darkest place you'll ever go is where your fears lie.
Absolutely.
And most people, they go to the ignorance is bliss and they'd rather not deal with it. So they spend a lifetime not dealing with their fears. Therefore they don't grow. So in coaching, you have somebody who comes to you and they want to be Beata, help me. It's almost like Ayanla, fix my life, Ayanla. Fix my life, Beata. But they don't want to go there. How do you get them there?
This is the process, but it's a beautiful question. And I'm sure you know that it's not a one-time thing. It's not that, like you said, I'm not fixing your life. You are working on it. You are changing it, but there is no fixation. There is no fixation at all. And it takes time. My process, I work with journaling. So journal is my main tool that I introduce my clients to, and we start with, because wherever you go, you have to know where you are. Same, yeah. You get into the car and you don't know surroundings. You put the place where you are at the moment into GPS, and it's gonna take you wherever you want to go. So my first question and what we journal about with my clients is, where am I now, and how did I get here? This how did I get here is so important because we own not only because we like to blame others. Yeah, we like to blame, I am here because my boss never gave me the promotion. Okay, it's a very challenging, but what was your part in it? How many times did you go and talk to this boss, or did you try somewhere else? So
yeah,
it's what I do. I take my clients through journaling process, and we start. I think the three most important questions are, where I am today, how did I get here, and take ownership from it. Second, where am I going? So clarity, have clarity of what is your goal. Because very often we want something and we want change, but when you ask, but what is exactly that you want this final result to be? I'm not sure. I just want to be happy. What brings you happiness? So
What does that
yeah,
mean?
right,
What
exactly.
is that?
Yes, so we have this is the deeper process that we have to narrow. We are so distractions all over, and we can't focus. So the focus, and the third question is, okay, what is this final result? And if this is very tricky question, but maybe you want to write it down. What if I never have it? Can I live without it? Because Dr. John, very often I notice with my clients that we bring dreams from our childhood that are not really important anymore for us, because those dreams were not even ours. They were our parents, grandparents, coaches, teachers. And then we go after something that is not very important anymore for us. That's why we don't have passion. So if you are
That's the word.
yeah, if you don't feel it anymore, why do you push and try to achieve it? So very often we redirect the whole thinking process and we go after passion, not what we thought is our goal.
It is surprising to me how many people live passionless lives. And what is it about humans where we are afraid to pursue our passion? And I know you said doubt, but is it something deeper? Is it a insecurity? Is it a feeling of inadequacy? Is it something that somebody's planted in your head and you believed it? What do you believe that is? That people are afraid to pursue their passion?
I will still stick with doubt, because doubt brings all these negative stories. Doubt brings insecurities. Doubt brings all I can't, why I can't, instead of
Yes.
why I can actually. Yes, no, no, I can't because I'm too old. No, I can't. So I'm afraid that my age is gonna be in the way. I'm afraid that people won't trust me because I'm too young. I can't because it was me back in a time when I was telling myself that I cannot be successful in this country because I have accent. And I had to work it through with other coaches. So have mentors, have coaches, go to someone who has bigger vision than you about yourself.
Yes.
They're gonna help you, lift you up, and take you on the journey that you still cannot see about yourself. Doubt is the killer of the most of the dreams in the world. Yeah. And Les Brown talks about how many dreams are in the cemetery, because people died with.
Great ideas just go to die.
Like the books that you created. If you would not overcome doubt that my message is valuable, I can do it, you would die with your book inside you. Your nephew who creates this beautiful music, if the doubt would overcome his own belief, and his mentors, whoever they are, would not uplift him, he would also have it in him. So how many dreams out there, people, whoever is listening us, are in you, and you don't share it with the world? Actually, the dreams are our gifts as well, and it's our responsibility to share them.
We are cheating the world by not giving our passionate best in terms of what God has given us. I'm going to reset the room again. This is Power Positivity, and my special guest is Beata Severin Reed, a change and transformation coach, and we are just talking about the psychology of change and why people do, why some people don't, and it's real. It is real because we carry so much baggage around with us that we carried around with us like old luggage, and we never just drop it and say, I'm gonna do something different. Here's what I want to ask you, Beata. When did you know that you had to find your speaking voice? Because I know we're both mentored by Les Brown. We both went to Thinking into Results with John Tallarico, but we both had to come to that place of knowing that our voice was our power tool. So when did you come to that realization?
It's a great question. And again, this calling I felt for a very long time, but I was denying it because of my accents. Who would listen that little Polish girl with this broken English? It's what I was telling myself. It was my limiting story. So, but again, I decided, because every change is about decision and then action. So I decided that, well, what I have to lose? Nothing. And what I have to gain? Everything.
Everything.
Yes. So I knew I just have to do something with it. So I think before COVID, I started working with speaker coaches. But when I joined Les Brown, I just knew that it's time. And when you have this feeling, this nagging feeling that there is something bigger in you that you have to release, you follow that feeling, because it's the sign that there is this gift in you that you have to share with others. And then, come on, we both ended up in his summit as one of 20 speakers.
Yes.
Like, hello, people. Hello.
Yes. And I grew up listening to Les Brown. I literally was guided through some of the worst times of my life and came through it listening to Les Brown. And to be on his Power Summit and to listen and have the chance to listen to him tell my story back to me. And it was just surreal. It was phenomenal. It really was. The power of our story is so real. It is real.
It is. And actually, I think it was August 2020, maybe, when there is always a reason why I never check any ads or anything, but his Power Voice showed up on my Instagram, and it's instantly okay. And I started reading and chatting with whoever was on the other side, on his team. And I just knew this is the time. This is the time, because there is no better time than now for your dreams to come true.
Yes. So I put your website down here, Beata Life Coaching.
Yes.
So people know how to reach you. So tell me, what's next for you? What's next for you? You're doing life coaching. What do you see as, you know how they say your C-type goal? You remember that, right? The C-type goal.
Right. So coaching is my passion, but I'm moving into speaking, and I'm reaching bigger stages. And now we are getting back to what we call normal. It's never going to be normal again. There was change happened, so it's going to be new. But I'm working with other speaking coaches and stages. I'm getting on the big stages, and my C-type goal is to speak with Les Brown on the same stage, real stage when I can shake his hand and charm as a girl, Les Brown. Thank you.
Yes.
To you.
I love it. So you sound like you got a book in you. When's that coming out?
Oh my goodness. I have two books. I'm co-author, actually. It's not my book, but I co-author 2 books, and one I believe is coming the end of May or beginning of June, and the other one also in June. So, oh my goodness, I cannot wait. And it's what I talk about the freaking change that is so scary, but we have to face it. So finally we can live authentically. We can live with our dream.
Awesome. Well, Beata, here's what I do with every guest that I have that come on, and I don't tell them this prior, because we speakers, we don't get ready, we stay ready.
Okay.
I put you on the stage, and I want you to give 3 minutes of speaking life, inspiration, and encouragement into those who are watching. So now Les Brown said, take your 3 minutes. So I want you to take 3 minutes, and I just want you to give a message of hope, inspiration to the people. So I'm gonna back away from it, and my sister, the floor is yours. You got it.
Wow, what a challenge. Welcome everyone. We are in the room of positive people, but have you ever felt like there is some kind of hidden power, hidden force within you that is holding you back from the life that you really want to live, and holding you back from this desire that you know that there is more that you can receive and give to the world. Say I if you are there in a chat box. And I was living in that moment for a very long time when I thought that there must be more, but I was very afraid to take the step through the fear, because you have to go through the fear to actually get on the other side, where is brighter, where is positivity, like in this room. And if I can just reflect on that for a moment, it's not about the circumstances that I was living. It was not about that people that were surrounding me were telling me, well, you are not smart enough, you are not good enough for reaching the world, going into the world and sharing your voice there. It was not about them. It was actually about my own thinking, because my thinking and our thinking has the bigger power over whatever dream you have in your life, over your circumstances, because you create them. So whoever is listening here and now, I beg you, do not listen to the noise around you, because it's just a noise. People, messages, social media, they all gonna scream and very often put you down, because sometimes I see these ads saying, this scarcity apps, they're saying, oh, if you are not earning that amount of money, if you are not having that amount of clients, you are not good enough. That is another BS. You go with your own in your own pace. You decide what is good for you at the moment. And just the most important is, do not ever give up. My final message would be, start where you are, use what you have, and don't stop until you get there. And I'm not sure it was already 3 minutes, but
that was perfect. And thank you
so much.
Oh, you are welcome. And thank you for our great conversation. Thank you for digging down deep into why people do what they do, and what we're afraid of, and what we have to face. So I'm just glad that we had this conversation. Once again, this is Beata Severin-Reed. Her website is at the bottom, Beata Life Coaching. How can people reach you, Beata?
I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, less on LinkedIn, but you can find me basically on all social medias. And I cannot wait to have you on my show as well.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. Just let me say when. I'll be there.
We will talk about that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And once again, for a great conversation, Beata, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Beata Severin-Reed, change and transformation coach, and with a story to tell, with an awesome story to tell. And there's so many layers to change. There's so many layers to transformation. And you need a coach. And I'm going to keep her website up and flowing for a minute. If you need a coach, and if she resonates with you, and you need somebody to help you walk you through this, check her out, BeataLifeCoaching.com. I assure you that she will help walk you through that change and transformation process. Once again, this has been Power Positivity. I am Dr. John Gray, your professor of positivity. I just want to put out there one more time, my new book, Above and Beyond, is on the shelves right now at Amazon. Go to Amazon right off the press. And if you want, and I'm going to put my website up here again, if you want that autographed copy, here's where you go. There we go. Go to professorofpositivity.com. I will ship it right out to you, signed with my inspirational message. So I thank you in advance for your support. I thank you in advance for listening. And here's what I want you to do. Like my friend Tian Singletary says, like, care, and share. Share this broadcast with somebody. Let them know that there's some change in the winds and transformation is possible. So once again, this has been Power of Positivity. And until next Friday, where I'll be talking to a therapist, mental health therapist, Tyrese McAllister, and wait till we hear that conversation, because yes, I love the Lord, but yeah, go talk to your therapist, because honestly, we need somebody to talk to. The Lord put therapists here for us, like he put coaches here. He put therapists here for us as well. So we definitely need to have those conversations. So once again, have a wonderful, awesome, outstanding Friday, and I will talk with you soon. Take care, everybody.